So much Pokemon Pokopia information has just aired in the latest Pokemon Presents, even more information than we knew we needed. We're going to break it all down today, including kind of new forms of Pokemon, new features, new mini-games, and everything that was revealed, and talk about some of the things we missed along the way. Hey YouTube, welcome back to a brand new Pokemon Pokopia video. I hope you're excited to break down some of the features and things you may have missed, and just talk about some of the announcements revealed for Pokemon Pokopia in the latest Pokemon Presents. If you're excited for this kind of content, be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and let's get into it. So instead of showing the whole thing, because we'll be here all day, I'm going to go through a few select screenshots, just kind of reiterating everything that was announced, as well as talk about some of the cool things that are new that we haven't seen before. So starting with a new Pokemon form, of course, it is DJ Rotom. It's a Rotom stereo, who of course plays in-game music. In Pokemon Pokopia, you can interact with Rotom and basically select any kind of music you want. There's going to be music from all of the different Pokemon games, I believe, and you can set it to the background, or you can pretty much have a party and presumably boost friendship levels with Pokemon, entertain them, and just give them something to do. I'm sure there's a lot more to this DJ Rotom that we will need to uncover, but for now I'm just super happy to have kind of another main character Pokemon, if you will, or one that has kind of his own unique story or purpose in the game, much like the others we've seen. Here I took this screenshot because not only is DJ Rotom out in the wild again, kind of confirming you can play music anywhere, not just inside buildings or caves or anything like that, but here we actually see a train track or some kind of mine cart track coming out of the mountains. I don't believe we've seen this in any other screenshots. I may have missed it, but this looks pretty new to me and kind of shows there may be another way to decorate, another way to transport yourself or Pokemon around the island. Maybe there's a way to get materials in there, but I just thought it was cool to highlight this because we've seen things like stones and clay and logs and vines and all the kind of different materials, but this is a bit of an infrastructure that we haven't really seen outside of paths and stairs. So I thought that was really cool. Next up, again, another screenshot because I love showing just how vast this world is. This is of course the starting point of Pokopia that we have seen before, but interestingly the Rotom stereo is playing on screen. So it looks like if you're not happy with the sound effects and the background music of what's happening in Pokopia, you can just set a track like Road to Viridian City, have that playing whilst you're going about your day. So I thought that was kind of cool, and also it just shows again how big this island is. Moving on, we have another Pokemon form. I guess they're Pokemon forms? Here we have Greedent, or otherwise known as Chef Dente, which is just really cool, a kind of unique way to kind of dress up Greedent, I guess. But he will be in charge of cooking, a brand new feature of Pokopia that we didn't really know about. We knew about crafting, we knew we'd have to gather resources and materials and craft them to make furniture and other things in the game. We didn't really think about food, even though we have seen the berries. I guess food kind of slipped under the radar, but cooking will be a thing in Pokemon Pokopia. We will need help from Chef Dente to prepare dishes and of course use them to feed our Pokemon or any Pokemon we encounter. It turns out every single Pokemon has their favorite dish as well, so no doubt there's going to be tens or hundreds of different types of dishes. Kind of reminds me of Zelda, to be honest, that we will be able to prepare and give to our Pokemon. Again, another way probably to boost their PP or just increase their happiness and friendship around the island, because a large portion of this game is keeping the Pokemon happy as well. Next up, a benefit or a side effect, whatever you want to call it, a purpose for cooking outside of keeping the Pokemon happy is it boosts your own kind of PP and your own ability to do things. Here they showed off a couple of examples of if you cook for yourself, you can use some dishes to get a power up. So there's an example of planting one grass using Bulbasaur's ability, but after a dish you can actually plant a larger area of grass. So the same will be said for cutting grass, and I think there was one for watering flowers shown off in the trailer as well. So really cool detail. Looks like we'll be able to make our own dishes, not only for Pokemon but for ourselves to boost our abilities. Think of them as like tool upgrades. Here we have a screenshot just kind of reiterating the 4-player multiplayer mode and the fact you can take Pokemon with you over to other people's islands. They kind of brushed over this really quickly, but it just seems as simple as it is. You grab a Pokemon, you can take it with you to another person's island. I'm sure this will be really good if you want to kind of explore another area on someone else's island that they can't really get to yet, and they might ask for your help to bring a Pokemon over. And something huge that was announced that I didn't see coming was minigames. Like, this is crazy, and I'm glad they actually included it. Now, we don't know how many minigames there is. They just showed off here a hide and seek, so I'm sure there's probably one of many. But in multiplayer mode, you can of course play hide and seek. And there's more to it, which we'll get to soon. But before we move on, I also want to highlight the adorable Pokemon plushie items at the back there, with the Eevee, the Pikachu, and the Ditto, of course. They just look super cute. But also in this screenshot, we see some new items we haven't seen before, like the kind of beach table and chairs there. We've got a weird globe lamp thing, I'm not sure what it is, the balloons, but also a ship wheel and a flag. It looks like we might even be able to customize the flag as well. So just really cool all-round screenshot there. Anyway, talking more about the hide and seek, you can see another Ditto player, quite shocked that they've been found behind the palm tree there, behind the balloons. So it looks like if you're not into decorating and you just prefer to kind of make your Pokemon happy or discover Pokemon, there's another thing you might be looking forward to, especially with playing with friends, and that is some mini games. Moving on, another ability that you have as a Ditto, which will be very beneficial during hide and seek, is that you can actually transform into objects, which will make it even harder to be found basically in hide and seek. Here you can see the Ditto has in fact turned into a palm tree, and once discovered, they pop into existence. This kind of reminds me of like Prop Hunt, which is a popular mode in various video games. There's been various spin-offs of the whole theme of turning into an object and hiding from people, and it looks like they brought that over to Pokopia, so the whole hide and seek thing is a little bit more than just hiding behind a rock or a tree. You can actually turn yourself, being a Ditto, into a prop or an item, an object, hide somewhere and see if you can remain undiscovered. It's just really cool, honestly. Next up, something new has also been kind of shown off in this mini trailer, and that is some music blocks. I'm not sure if this is tied to DJ Rotom or if this is just some kind of tile that we'll be able to use, but it looks like you'll be able to program some sound music notes and just kind of make pathways and stuff. It reminds me a bit of like Super Mario, but I think it's really cool nevertheless. And this screenshot then scrolls down to a ginormous Ditto, which is just so cool. Like, again, this shows you just how vast this world is. You can see kind of on the horizon there to the left, there's like a mountain in the background, some flat land in between, and it's just huge. So I don't even know what to say about this. This world is absolutely ginormous, and it's going to open up just so much creativity for people. So it's just really cool. I wanted to show you this giant Ditto because I think it's really cool. Here is another screenshot from some of the vast worlds they made. I don't know if this is like an ice mountain. They showed off a few different things. I wanted to show this one because it's got a massive waterfall. Looks like some crystals in the back there and some ice blocks. I'm not really sure. This is just one huge mountain, and I don't know how long this is going to take to build something like this, but I wanted to show it off, as well as this one where we have the inside of a mountain and lava pouring down, and some more of those kind of train tracks or cart tracks going around. And of course, I've just spotted the Carcol there, the Pokemon, the minecart Pokemon, which probably is going to be using these tracks. I'm surprised I didn't think of that sooner, to be honest. But yeah, so they're definitely going to have a use. Really cool. So I'm excited to learn more about that. Here, another Pokemon has been announced. It's kind of hard to keep track what has and hasn't been announced at this point, but we've got a Raikou, the legendary dog. And presumably the other dogs will be able to be encountered in the game, so I'm sure we have to build up to a certain area or past a certain amount of story mode and unlock various things in order to encounter these legendary Pokemon. So definitely worth a mention. Next up, we have another cool shot. It looks like an island in the sky. It might even be the top of that ice mountain that we saw. So a whole area there looks like a Pokemon Center. But the reason I wanted to show you this is because we have kind of a cable car ride, I guess you would call it. So I don't know how these are going to be set up. Maybe you just kind of put one each end somewhere and it automatically joins it for you. Or maybe they're in certain areas by default, but this is really cool. It looks like during a story mode, because we've got the professor there, you will of course be exploring new areas and you'll be able to link up different islands, whether they're high up in the sky above the clouds or in other areas. And I just thought it was really cool. So it's kind of a new mode of transport, another bit of infrastructure we can explore. Here we move on to some interior design. So it's always, I really like interior design, so it's nice to see even more items and things focused around designing inside buildings in Pokemon Pokopia. We've seen some of these things before, like the vines on the wall, I think, and the clock, and even the fruit baskets. But here we've got some grass, some of the berries, some Pokemon just enjoying the surroundings. Actually, this might even be outside, I don't know, but it looks like an interior building. It's probably one of those non-preset buildings, but it looks super cool, so I wanted to include it. And here, maybe the best furniture ever, we have a whole Pikachu set. So we've got the Pikachu plushies again, some tables that can of course be customized into yellow. So we've seen that beach table before, so this kind of confirms actually you can customize the color of items, which is really good to know. But we've got some Pikachu sofas and of course a lamp there as well, and Pikachu on the TV, which may or may not be showcasing in-game screenshots, I'm not sure. But just really cool, there's bound to be some very, probably expensive in-game items that we'll have to save up for. And it ended on the Pokemon Pokopia kind of logo, showcasing a fully developed town. I don't know if my town's going to look anything like this, but we can see kind of fields over the back there, and wooded areas, and cottages, and modern buildings, Pokemon centers, huge pathways, and lots of items everywhere, fountains, swimming pools. It's really cool. It gets me so hyped, and I'm kind of worried that I'm not going to be able to be that creative, but I'm looking forward to just giving it a go, jumping in and just enjoying it for what it is. This is very much a live sim for anyone. Doesn't have to be a Pokemon fan, but if you are a Pokemon fan, you're going to especially love this. So yeah, wasn't expecting too much to be shown off in the latest Pokemon Presents, but super happy to see kind of a brand new trailer showing off even more information we haven't yet seen. It kind of shows just how big this game is going to be. I knew it was going to be big already, but every time we see new footage, it just makes it feel even bigger. So I'm super excited about it. Let me know what you think about this. Did you see something that really got you excited, or something that you were surprised to see? Are you happy about mini games? Are you happy to see DJ Rotom and the Chef Dente Greedent? Or are you most looking forward to prepping some dishes and seeing which dishes your Pokemon like the most? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.